Southern Railfan is the place for amazing videos of all types of trains. Southern Railfan, subscribe today.
Okie dokie, only been one train through my area today, southbound M653, and I missed him. So instead of going all the way back and just looking through the archives, I thought I would answer some of the many questions that I get via video. So let's get started. The first one I got is, what do I mean when I say a locomotive is running Southern style? Well, let's take a look. Okay, in that video you just seen of the P87 heading back to Asheville, the lead locomotive was running in that direction with this hood part out front. And this is called the long hood. And up front here, that's called the short hood. And for typical operations, especially modern day operations, this short hood area with the front windshield would be considered the front of the locomotive. Now traditionally, Southern Railway, their short hood was high, all the way up, a high hood. And they designated the long hood as the front of the locomotive. So most all Southern Railway trains that you've seen over the years would be running with that long hood forward. Now some people say it was for safety reasons, and then some people say it was an actual operation convenience for it to run that way. So I'm not going to debate that either way. But when I say a locomotive is running Southern style, what I mean is it's running with the long hood out in front. Okie dokie. The next question I've got is, what is a scrubber train? Let's take a look. Okie dokie, that train you just saw there was all units of rocked or pelletized lime. And these trains are taken from the quarry to a coal-fired power plant. And I don't know the exact procedure, so I'm not going to try to explain that. But anyway, they use the little rocks of lime to clean. I'm sure somebody can leave a comment down below a particular part of the plant there that's in the process of burning the coal. So that's what that's used for. Now, if you ever see a train come through and it's real dusty, you can see the lime white, almost looks like smoke coming off the cars. Now that's powdered lime. That's used for something completely different. Okie doke. Our next question, or my next question is, have I ever filmed any trains in downtown Old Fort? And I shouldn't laugh. I found that humorous to be downtown Old Fort. Old Fort's a fairly small town, but yes, I have been in Old Fort over the last years, and I've filmed 135 leaving out of Old Fort after dropping off some tonnage. For a long time, NS 135 would come from Linwood, North Carolina, up going towards Knoxville, but sometimes it would be way too heavy, and they would either at Greenlee, sometimes at Clinch Cross, and sometimes at Old Fort, they would drop tonnage. They would make the train lighter to go over the mountain, and then P87 or another train coming through would pick those cars up and head back to Asheville. So let's look at that train now. Okie dokie. My next question, it's almost got to do with Old Fort. Have I filmed any long freights in the mountains like I do CSX? Yes. Above Old Fort is the loops, and I've filmed some freights going around the loops, but as far as pulling through the mountains, I've got a couple. So again, it's another 135, and we're filming right around Dendron at the base of the mountain where he's just starting to pull good. So let's take a look at that. Okie doke. My next question is actually in 3 parts. What is the engineer's side of a train? Can locomotives run backwards? And can they mix new locomotives with old locomotives? Okay, the first part of that question is if you're looking straight ahead at a locomotive or a train coming at you, your left-hand side would be the engineer's side. Your right-hand side, as you're looking straight ahead at that locomotive, would be the conductor's side. Second part of that, can a locomotive run backwards? All locomotives have the same capabilities, power, and traction running in either direction. The last question, the last part of that question, can you mix old locomotives with new locomotives? Yes. They each represent a different set of power and tractive capability, so you can add those together to get the tractive effort you need for your tonnage. Now we'll take a look at a train here coming through Marion that has a mix of new locomotives and older locomotives. So let's take a look at that. Okie dokie. My last question is, have I ever filmed an Army train? They're very, very rare through my area. And now down towards Charlotte, back that way where they're dealing with Fort Bragg and Fayetteville, down through there, they have a lot more than we do. I've only filmed one that that I've got in the archives, and we're getting ready to take a look at that, and it was at Old Fort. Now this military train has mostly tractor and trailers on it. There is military trains that come through, like I said, south and north of us that have all ordnance on it, like I think that's what they're called, tanks and trailered guns and that kind of thing. So let's look at this military train.
Southern Railfan is the place for amazing videos of all types of trains. Southern Railfan, subscribe today.
That was Norfolk Southern's military train 056 at Old Fort, North Carolina. Thanks for watching. Okie dokie. I hope you enjoyed the questions and answer there with video. And I really appreciate you leaving comments down below. I try my best to reply to everyone. Every once in a while, one sneaks by me that I miss, and that's not intentional. I think if you've got the time to, if you take the time to watch one of my videos, I should have the respect to take the time to reply back to your comments. So, all right, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.